Why are we against Taliban? Why are we against Afghanistan? Who's Taliban? If Taliban wants to make a religious state, okay, like the Vatican. Vatican does constitute a danger against us? No. It's a religious country, very peaceful. And if Taliban wants to make an Islamic emirate, who said that Taliban is an enemy? Those terrorists who hit New York, the city that were known, are they a Taliban? Are they from Afghan? They are neither Afghan nor Taliban. Then why Iraq? Why Afghanistan?
So that's Gaddafi giving hours of speeches today. And what's striking me is Gaddafi. I was trying to say, who does he look like? He looks like Mel Brooks with a camel. I could not place him. Every picture that appears with that kind of smile looks like Mel Brooks, with a head covering and a little haircut, like a hippie haircut, and a camel. I couldn't believe it. I said, look what as he's gotten older. He was once a good-looking guy, Gaddafi. Look what happened to him. But look what happened to his mind. Listen in clip 21 what he said today at the UN.
Medicine should not be sold, should not be a commercial business. You should make a declaration that medicine should be free of charge.
Hold it. Medicine should not be a commercial. Let's stop right here. I know a little bit about this. Here you've got this lunatic from Libya saying medicine should not be a commercial business. They should be free. That sounds like Obama. Now, can you name one medicine that was ever discovered or created in Libya? Can you name one medicine that was ever discovered or created anywhere in Africa? Can you name one medicine that was ever discovered or created anywhere in the Middle East? Of course not. And yet you have a man like this babbling on that medicine should not be a commercial business, they should be free. It costs about $1 billion to discover a medicine and get it through all of the FDA processes. For better or for worse, most of us would not be alive one way or the other without modern medicine, and I try not to use them except when I absolutely need them at the at the end of the road. Usually I use diet first, then I use herbal medicine, I use vitamins every day. But the point I'm making is that without medicines, most of us would be much sicker or dead. And they are a commercial business. Without the profit motive, without the investment of $1 billion per new drug, an NDA, a new drug application, till you get a drug out of it is about $1 billion. Who in the heck is going to develop a drug if the cost is so high? Is it going to be Gaddafi in Libya? Is it going to be the strong man of North Korea? No, they wouldn't do it. He then goes on and says vaccination should be given free of charge. And then he gets crazy. He sounds like Reverend Wright. He says capitalist countries create the virus. Play the whole soundbite. You won't believe this.
Medicine should not be sold, should not be a commercial business. You should make a declaration that medicine should be free of charge, that vaccination should be given free to children, so that capitalist countries or capitalist companies make the viruses and make the vaccinations, and they want to make a profit.
Hold it. He says we create the viruses. Now, this is almost exactly what Reverend Wright, Obama's Reverend, said. They're all on the same page. Listen to Reverend Wright.
The government lied about inventing the HIV virus as a means of genocide against people of color. That is a lie.
So, in other words, Obama's in very, very familiar ground here, on familiar ground. He also would like medicines should not be a commercial business. They should be free. But who's going to pay for them? Who's going to develop them? He also would agree that capitalist countries create the viruses and then the medicine to generate a profit. It sounds exactly like the same script that Obama was fed by Reverend Wright for 20 straight years. Now wait, Gaddafi then goes on about Israel in 22.
The two-state solution is not practical. From now, these two states are totally overlapped. You cannot even create a buffer zone between the two states because the West Bank has 500,000 Israeli settlers, and what is called Israel, there are 1 million Arab Palestinians there. So the solution is an Arab democratic, is a democratic state without religious fanaticism.
Hold it. He said the solution is an Arab democratic state without religious fanaticism. Can anyone cite one example of such a nation? Can anyone cite one Arab democratic state without laughing in their water glass? Can anyone name an Arab democratic state that is not religiously fanatic? What is he talking about? Why is there a UN? What in the world do we need a UN for? The UN is worse than the League of Nations. It's really a waste of time. And you know what? I think one of them said that it should be moved out of New York. You know, I agree. I agree. They'd have to detoxify the building from all of the illicit activities that have gone on in there, all of the activities that have gone on in the rooms and the broom closets. They'd have to put in a very, very strong detox in the building and turn it over to the homeless. Make the United Nations building at Turtle Bay into a homeless shelter, because all of the Upper East Side dwellers, you know, are so liberal that they would welcome the homeless from around New York and around the world to live in the UN towers. It would be very fitting to turn it into a homeless tower, because that would be very Obama of you, wouldn't it, to turn the UN? But get rid of it. Send it to China, India. What do we need it for? What good is the UN? What does it do? All it does is attack Israel and America. Of course, it won't be attacking the U.S. anymore, since Obama's to the left of most people in the UN. But I made this point before. Gaddafi. I don't know what happens to these guys. An hour and a half of pure, unadulterated propaganda and rubbish. But he's not the worst. Coming to a media outlet near you is Hitler. The Hitler of our time, Ahmadinejad, is coming. I don't know why they let him in the country. I have no idea why he's allowed in. I don't understand it. They don't have to let him in. They could say, no, you're not allowed in. You're calling for genocide. You're not allowed in this country. But we have no one in charge. No one is at the helm. Who is at the helm? Who is at the helm? Well, you know who it is. It's Obama. Obama is at the helm. 1-800-449-8255.